My name is Jacy Anderson, and for my biofuel video, I chose to research ethanol. So what is ethanol? Ethanol is a biofuel that is typically seen in fuels and other gasoline blends. Scientifically, ethanol is an organic compound with the chemical formula of, there it is. Ethanol is also an alcohol and a flammable colorless liquid. So how is ethanol created? Ethanol is created by fermenting sugars and different grains to produce alcohol. The most common grain used in this process is corn. To start this process, the entirety of the grain kernel is grounded into a very fine powdery substance. This substance is then mixed with water to form some kind of mash. Enzymes are then added into this mash, which converts the starch found in the mash into sugar. After this, the mash is then baked and cooled and then transferred to be fermented. During this process, yeast is added to the substance, which transforms the sugar found in alcohol. The resulting substance is then separated into stillage and beer. What can now be called ethanol is then dehydrated and distilled to create the final product. So here's a visual of that process. This chart has a lot going on, but the main process that I was referring to is one that can be found right here. I also like it because it shows the byproduct of carbon dioxide from the fermentation, like what other usage that can lead to. And then here's the source right here. I don't really know if you can see it. There it is. So what is the development status of ethanol? Ethanol created from corn, or what is otherwise known as first-generation ethanol, is widely accessible at an industrial scale. However, research and development is still being conducted on what is known as second-generation ethanol, which is meant to be produced from non-food resources such as lignocellulosic biomass. What is ethanol's impact on the carbon footprint? Overall, ethanol has a positive impact on the carbon footprint, meaning it's not too bad for the environment. When ethanol is used in vehicles, the carbon dioxide released is neutralized by the carbon dioxide taken in when crops used to make ethanol are fully developed. The Department of Energy.gov states that FFVs running on high-level blends of ethanol produce less net carbon dioxide than conventional vehicles per mile traveled. What is the economic impact of ethanol? So as of 2023, over 72,400 jobs in the United States were directly associated with ethanol production, along with 322,000 indirect careers supported across all areas of the economy. The ethanol industry also contributed a little over $54.2 billion to the GDP, which is the second largest GDP contribution ever. Ethanol production is also estimated to contribute $182.88 billion by 2034. And here's just a chart just to kind of visualize that scale. And once again, here is the source I used. Are there any efforts to communicate the use of ethanol to the public? There have been several advances to inform the public about the use of ethanol, including government regulations, as the Renewable Fuel Standard, or RFS, is basically promising a market for ethanol production and is making a point to educate the public that ethanol is present in their fuel. Would I have any recommendations for the next steps, and what would be my plan of action? From the information I have gathered about ethanol, I would suggest prioritizing the ongoing research about producing second-generation ethanol from non-food items. This could create more accessibility to ethanol, which could lead to more of an impact on the current economy. And here are my sources, and that's all I have. So thank you.